Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuzz here, and welcome to another episode of Boss Battles. In this series, we put two bosses of similar stature against each other and see who comes out on top in terms of loot. Now, this series is not meant to show what boss is better in the long run, as this is sort of like a challenge video that heavily relies on RNG and a short sample size. In today's episode, we are going to put Corporeal Beast up against the Barrows Brothers. We will be doing an hour of each boss and comparing the loot at the end of the video and see who wins. I think this is going to be a very close matchup, and both bosses have a lot of variety of different types of drops for us to get. Let me know in the comments if you're on Team Barrows or Team Corp. And don't forget to leave a like, it helps so much to get the video out to more people, and I'm really loving making this series. Also, make sure to subscribe if you want more RS3 content like this. Without further ado, let us meet the competitors. Our first competitor is going to be the Corporeal Beast. This is truly a classic boss that I used to kill a ton back in the day. Corp boasts 100,000 life points and drops a variety of really good items. In terms of normal loot, we have things like the Onyx Bolts E and Cannonballs, which Corp drops a ton of, and it's one of our main sources of profit. You'll just get a ton of them over and over and over again, and this really makes up a ton of profit from Corp. As for rare drops, Corp can drop sigils to make spirit shields like the Divine Sigil, Elysian Sigil, Arcane Sigil, and Spectral Sigil. We also have things like the Holy Elixir, Regent Bracelet, and the normal Spirit Shield as well. Corp is a really fun boss, and I think he's going to give Barrows Brothers all that they can handle. Next, we are going to be looking at the Barrows Brothers. Another truly classic boss that consists of killing all the Barrows Brothers and then looting a chest in the middle of a crypt. The notable loot consists of Barrows equipments from all the Barrows Brothers. We also have the Amulet of Forsaken, which has truly skyrocketed in price and boasts an impressive 50 mil GP price tag. It is used to create the Berserker's Fury archaeology relic, which is why the price has run up so high. This is a key item that over time will make Barrows very, very good for money. And if we can get one today, Corporeal Beast may have a tough time coming back from that. We also have all the normal drops like Blood Runes, Chaos Runes, Death Runes, Bolt Racks. These will all add up decently, and I think this is going to be a very, very close battle. Now, let us get into the loot, starting with the Corporeal Beast. Alright guys, so now we're going to get into the Corp Loot. Now I'm not going to show every single kill because Corp was, you can kill a lot in, an hour, so we get quite a few kills. But I will show the notable drops and a few other kills. So we start off and we get some Onyx Bolts, which is one of the best drops you can get from Corp. So that was really nice. 175 Onyx Bolts, which is really, really good for how commonly they're dropped from Corp. As you can see in my inventory, we can get a ton of other drops like Green D'hide and stuff like that. Here we get a Spirit Shield, which is actually an uncommon drop, I believe, from Corp, which you can use the Holy Elixir, which is also dropped from Corp, to make the Blessed Spirit Shield, and then you can turn that into a Spirit Shield like the Arcane Divine with a Sigil. So, it's not too bad, and Corp was honestly pretty chill. I just put my old deck coil up, and that would take care of the core, and then I use Masterwork and a Vesta Spear that was upgraded, and it was pretty easy. Here we get more Onyx Bolts, which is really nice. Starting to look pretty decent for Corp here, because the Onyx Bolts really add up. Of course, the rare drops are really rare, so I didn't really expect to get any of the, big sigil drops or anything like that. But here is another Onyx Bolt drop, so really, really nice. Really happy to get those, and those were all the Onyx Bolt drops. We also got some Cannonball drops and more. So now we're going to look at the total loot and compare. Alright guys, so now we are going to be looking at the total loot of Corporeal Beast and seeing what Barrows has to come up against. Now, the drops add up really nicely, the normal drops. There are some duds like Stone Spirits and stuff like that. But things like anti-poison, law runes, white berries, D'hide, they all really add up. And then of course we have our big drops here, which we got 2 region bracelets, a spirit shield, we got 6,000 cannonballs, which is 2.4 mil, and 4 million in onyx bolts, so 9.7 mil without any super rare drops. So honestly, I think that is a really good. And an hour of Barrows, I mean, there's a lot of items we can get. Of course, the Amulet of Forsaken would easily beat this. There are some Barrows items like Aram's Staff that are worth like 7 mil. You got to factor in all the runes, stuff like that. So I think it's going to be close. But I'm not sure. Again, leave your comments who you think's going to win. But yeah, a decent amount of loot. Pretty happy with this. And now we're going to move on to the Barrows loot. Alright guys, so we're going to get into the Barrows chest here. We start off pretty lucky. I think this was the second chest and we get a Guthan's Helm. So about 400k. Nothing too crazy. A lot of the Barrows items are pretty low priced. There's a few that are decently high priced, and I think quite a few that are like near mil or so. If you don't know, Barrows items are pretty common. I think it's about 1 in 12 chests. So you can expect maybe around 2 per hour, depending how many runs you do. Maybe 3 if you get really lucky. And of course you can get pretty lucky and get more because it's such a low drop chance that your chances of getting, you know, a ton in an hour isn't that low. Like, it's not insanely rare to get 3 or 4 Barrows drops in the hour. Here we actually get the Acrosa's War Mace, which is a drop, but again, it's pretty cheap. So this was pretty early, so we are getting the drops really fast, but we're just not getting the expensive ones. You know, we can hope for the Amulet of Forsaken, which I think is a bit more rare. I think the Amulet of Forsaken is about 1 in 100, so definitely more rare than just the normal items, but it is so much money now, so hopefully we can get that. I managed to get a few elite clues as well during this, which is pretty nice to get some elite clues. And yeah, all in all, Barrows was really chill. I just turned on Revolution and basically like 3-hit the brothers, and then I would just go find the tunnel, go into the crypt, and go to the chest. I didn't kill that many creatures, normal creatures, just because it wasn't really worth my time. It just increases the rune amount, but I did, you know, use a few AoEs every now and then just to get a little bit extra loot. But I did kill all the brothers but Linza, because Linza just wasn't worth it to me, because it takes so long to kill. It would have made my run so much slower, and the equipment doesn't actually sell for that much. So I killed every brother, including Acrosay. So if we look here, we get some Verax Plate Skirt, which again, we're getting really lucky with the items we're getting, but they're not that expensive. But we are getting a lot of items. And so here we kill Torag, and I believe that we get a back-to-back item here. So we'll take a look what that is now, and we get the Carol's Coif, which is around 400 to 500k. So again, we're getting so lucky with how many items we're getting, but we're just not getting anything, you know, super crazy. And then here, this is a few chests later, and we end up getting the Acrosay's Hood, which is about 400k. Again, not super expensive, but we have got a decent amount of items. And here's the last chest. Let's see if we can get anything good. And nothing. So now we're going to compare the loot. Alright guys, so now we're going to look at the Barrows loot. It's going to be really close. We ended up getting 5 Barrows drops, which is just absolutely insane that we ended up getting that many. So we're going to look here and see how much money we made. As you can see, the runes actually add up quite a bit, the normal drops and stuff. Definitely not a ton, but if you look here, we ended up getting 1.7 mil. If we add on all the Barrows equipment, we ended up getting, it looks like 3.8 mil, so definitely did not beat Corp. I think we had a really good chance but we just didn't get the right items. We did get items, but just not the right ones. All in all, I think we got lucky, but also unlucky. But Corp wins this battle. If you like this episode, please leave a like. Tell me who you want to see battle it out next in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and click the join button to join my channel memberships below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.